to today's edition of the Wellness Homesteader. So, let me just tell you all, I've missed you so much, and I know people are going to say things, and so let's talk about the elephant in the room. Yes, I know I look pale. Yes, I know I look really odd without my eyelash extensions. I just look different. I don't know if I would say odd. I am naturally blonde. My eyelashes are real blonde. I hate mascara and I don't like wearing eye makeup every single day. So this is what you're getting today. But I'm alive and kicking. So much to update you all on. And guys, I apologize that I haven't been on before now. And I'm going to give you my reasons, and I don't consider them excuses. Hi, Debbie. I didn't post anything that I was going live, so I was just like, I gotta go live, right? Y'all, I just haven't felt like it. I'm sure you can see, and I do have undercover on. Sometimes when you have cancer, the cancer is metabolically active. That's why people will have unexpected weight loss. You know, I have lost some weight, but I'm not even worrying about it. I'm focusing on my nutrition, but it can also really wreck with your hemoglobin and your hematocrit, which are this part of your red blood cells that carry oxygen, which is why part of the reason why I'm short of breath, your iron and your total protein. Hi, Mark. Wow, hello from England. I think it's like 6:30 here, so you're like 7 hours ahead. I'm trying to learn all the time zones. So anyway, so what has happened is it has eaten up all my iron. My hemoglobin's low enough for a blood transfusion, but we're going to try the iron first. And my total protein is in the toilet. So what does that mean? Well, it means I'm really tired, a lot. Really, really fatigued. So I get up and I think I'm gonna do like 80 bazillion. You know, I've gone to a calendar because it's a little more approachable to have all my appointments at a glance and not have such long to-do lists, because I can't do long to-do lists. 11:27 a.m. Okay, I was totally off, so that makes it 5 hours ahead. Okay, I got it now. So one of the things I'm learning about cancer treatment is this isn't like, 44 years ago when I was, in nursing school and learning about chemotherapy. Everything is different. There's so many tests and so many things that they do, very, very different than what I was accustomed to. So I have truly tried to be, yes, I'm a nurse. Yes, I know a few things, but I try to be a blank slate when it comes to the cancer treatment and, advocate for myself, but also learn as I go. So here's what's going to happen, y'all. There was a huge confusion, which we finally got straightened out. I had a PET scan, which is a head-to-toe scan to see if there was any metastasis of the cancer. And the answer to that was no. I only had cancer in my left lung, but it was wrong. I had just had a biopsy to my right lung to something that was suspicious. I'm sorry, cats in wood pile, outdoors. I have outdoor kitties that have adopted me. Anyway, for whatever reason, it didn't show up as malignant on the PET scan, but when the biopsy came back, it is malignant. So I do have cancer in both lungs. And that is why they're saying I might be stage 4. The question is, did they both, boom, just develop at the same time? Which is my belief, and I'm going to stick with that because there's no lymph node involvement. How did it jump from one lung to the other? I don't know. They don't know. They've gone from telling me, I can say this now, I think. Oh, shoot, guys. 40, 50% chance of survival. Guys, those are hard numbers. Hard numbers. So that was kind of the initial, because they thought I had more metastasis than just one little tiny, it's like this big spot on the other lung that has been there as they went back and looked at CT scans of my back. It's been there for 10 years. Hello, why did y'all think about something? It's not gotten bigger. It's just sat there. So anyway, they've gone from saying that to we're going for a cure. Amen, right? Well, you take it. Why do I cry? It's good news. It's not bad news. Okay, guys. So anyway, Monday, I start my radiation to the little spot on my right lung. And because it is small, sorry guys, glad I didn't try eye makeup. They give you high dose radiation. They just boom are going to try to kill it. It's Monday through Friday. And what often happens when they give that high dose radiation is it breaks your rib. So they've already warned me, you're going to end up with a broken rib. I'm praying I won't. I'm going to try not to like suppress a sneeze. I'm just going to try to be careful with my coughing, not like hold it back, take cough syrup if I need to. So that treatment will be done, and the way that my radiology oncologist has expressed, that tumor will be dead and a non-worry thing. But cancer's not dependable. So that's next week. And then because my iron is so low, I start with iron infusions every Wednesday for 3 weeks, starting next week. Y'all, I'm so thankful to have a port, and I'm going to show you my port because it's super ugly. Oh, thank you, Donna. Oh, I bet I know which Donna that is. So it looks like a keloid or a worm. And then here's where the actual port is. This is where the catheter is. So because I don't have a lot of fat on my neck, it shows. I don't care because it won't stay in forever, but it is kind of ugly. If they would have put it in my abdomen, nobody would have found it ever because I have enough fat to cover it up. But at any rate, so that's next week. Then starting, well, I think I shared this, but if I didn't, my Aunt Susie, who you will remember, I helped with cleaning out and doing her estate sale. That's where I purchased the refrigerator from. She passed away. Her funeral is Monday. So I'll be going to the funeral after my first radiation. But the radiation, the first one, isn't going to make me feel bad. It's subsequent ones. So I'm not missing the funeral, the visitation and the funeral. So I'm going to go anyway. Okay, so then the next week, which would be the 19th, it's all on. Oh, thank you, Cindy. It's good to hear from you. I wish I could see y'all's faces, but I'll just hiccup instead. So, and one of the things they do, I want to be very modest in doing this, so let me make sure my britches are pulled up. They mark you. So they don't tattoo anymore, or this doctor doesn't tattoo. So those are like permanent stickers with a Sharpie underneath them. So I have one in the middle, like stay away from the middle, and then one on each side. Let me just say, what are the side effects of radiation? Because I want you guys to know why I look like this. And it's probably not going to get better. My tumors are on the outer part of my lungs, so it's not close to my esophagus, but sometimes the radiation will irritate or burn the esophagus. and cause you to have trouble eating, um, I'm just doing the best I can do, guys. I am eating they've got me on a very high protein diet, and I'm learning to eat some meat, which is really, really good. I've been eating strange things, but lots of beans, sweet potatoes, things high in iron. But hopefully, once I get the iron in, I can just concentrate on the protein. Anyway, um, the 19th, that's when they will start 30 treatments on my left lung. And you might be like, 30? Well, the tumor's about this big. So it's pretty good size. And they can't hit it with as strong of radiation as they do this one, or it'll just destroy my lung, destroy my ribs. There's, your pancreas and spleen, there's other little things over there. So they do it at a low dose. So it's every day, Monday through Friday, for 6 more weeks, so a total of 7 weeks on the radiation, that I will have to go to Beaver Creek, which is, I don't know, about a 40-minute drive. It's not too bad, one way. So, yeah, I'm gonna need some gas cards or whatever. Not from you all. That didn't come out right. I may want to get a gas card so I can get like a credit card so I can get a discount on my gas. Okay, I'll get this out. So anyway, then every Thursday of the Monday through Friday, I see the radiology oncologist, who I really, really like, guys. We are on the same page. He is willing to be aggressive enough because I'm not just going for a short-term remission or I want to live an extra couple months. No, kill that tumors. So I'm going to have side effects, guys, and I already know that. And you think this looks bad. My son said, he was home. He said, I don't think you look any different than you always do. That's because you're a man and you can't see that I have no eyes. My eyes just look really small without lashes or mascara. Anyway, then the chemo starts. So I am getting 2 types of chemo. One is called Taxol. The other starts with a C, and carboplastin or something like that. Don't hold me to that. I can look it up if you hang on. There's so many appointments and things to remember. Carboplatin. So I will get my radiation, then they can draw blood out of this thing. It's wonderful. I'm not getting stuck a million times. And they said, well, did you use your, oh crap, what is that called? Your cream on your port. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Well, there's a numbing cream, like a lidocaine cream that you put on your port like an hour before. And she goes, oh, this is really going to hurt. Guys, I didn't even feel it. I'm like, you guys don't know what I've been through. That ain't nothing. But it was nice to get my blood drawn right out of this thing and not, because usually it's multiple sticks. They just have a hard time. And of course, you don't want chemo getting under your skin and not being in the right place. So, the very first treatment, I will have a chemo buddy, very good friend, because they lengthen out the chemotherapy because they don't want you to have a reaction. And they've already warned me, they'll give like a big dose of Benadryl if you start having it's not an allergic reaction, but just a reaction where you start having the flushing and all that. Because guys, let's face it, chemotherapy is like a poison, right? So it's going to cause some ill effects. Excuse me. Trying not to hiccup. I'll have to be really careful of that with my rib. Anyway, so I will get it's 3.5 hours for the infusion the first time. Then the next one's a little smaller. And then it'll be like, unless they change the drugs or I have a reaction, it'll be like a set time after that. But that will be every Monday. And then I see the oncologist, I think on Tuesday. Guys, it's just, I'm there every day. I'm just there until they tell me I can go home. That's probably the best way to put it. So I'm actually really glad I'm getting started. The side effects from the chemo. So there's been a lot of testing done on the tumor. What has been determined is I have a genetic form of cancer that came from my father. Poor guy. I'm so glad he doesn't know that. So I have the BRCA2 gene. And so there may be an opportunity to get some immunotherapy for up to a year after my chemotherapy, but it's way too soon to tell that. They're waiting on some other blood tests. I got a denial this morning from the insurance. I think they're like, girl, you've had enough tests. We ain't paying for anything else. So we'll see, you know, how they work around that. It's not my problem. They know how to work around it. Well, it is my problem, but they'll figure it out, I'm sure. So that kind of answers my question on how I got the cancer, but you never know for sure. You know, there could have been environmental factors, you know, a whole bunch of things, but it's not from cigarette smoking, which is a relief, but I'm sure it didn't make my lungs healthier. So, you know, thank God I'm more than 10 years past that. And, you know, one of the things the ladies there have been telling me, they're wonderful in the chemo lab, is thank goodness you're not smoking, because people try to quit and it's a stressful time and they don't do well. And they pretty much just continue to smoke through the treatment until they get through their treatment because it's so stressful. So if you've never been a smoker, you think that cigarettes ease your anxiety, your worry, calm you down. I don't know how it does that, but it does. I guess it's an addiction thing to the nicotine. Anyway, so what does that mean? That means that by the, oh, I haven't told you about the side effects. That means by the end of June, unless my blood work goes crazy and we have to hold off a couple weeks, and that can happen, I should be finished with the treatments. That does not mean I'll be finished with the symptoms of the treatments. It takes at least a month past. And I get there before fall. I should be feeling better. So what are the side effects? Well, y'all, I'm gonna have a new hairdo. So I won't be bald as a gourd. Uh-oh, use cellular data. Oh, I hope I didn't lose you guys. But I'm gonna cut my hair into like a bob. So instead of losing pieces that are like this long, I'll only lose pieces this long. The doctor said it would be a noticeable thinning. I just wouldn't be bald as a gourd. And so I'm probably going to want to wear a wig. Well, I have a friend who's given me some things. So, you know, we'll see. It's hair, guys. You know, I can't help that it's going to fall out. That's one of the reasons I'm not getting my lashes done, because I'm not going to pay to have lashes done only to have them fall out. They were unsure whether it would affect them, but they said probably you'll shed some lashes. And I'm like, I'm not paying for them if they're just gonna fall out. You know, I'm cheap. The other side effects, which I think are more ongoing and will impact what I'm able to do, is these are medications that cause nausea. So I've been given 2 nausea medications, the Zofran and the Compazine. And they said it does make it harder for you to eat. And the reason, guys, it's not like I think I'm skinny. It's not that. In fact, I could stand to lose a few more pounds. I just don't want to be malnourished and trying to get through radiation and chemo, because that's not good. And I do have a nutritionist. No, that's not what they're called. A dietitian who's working with me to try to get me to get enough protein in. And it's hard, guys. It's hard because I don't like it, but I'm trying. The other side effect is fatigue. And I was like, well, that's nothing because I've been fatigued since November. Well, I guess this is fatigue like no other, you know, much, much worse than I've had up to now. So that's why they're trying to get the iron in, see what my blood count does as they radiate those tumors, see if my hemoglobin doesn't improve. If not, I will have some blood transfusions as well, which, you know, I'm not like, well, sign me up. But when you feel like this, you're kind of like, well, sign me up because the fatigue is unreal. Like my naps need naps. I get up, I need a nap. So I hope that explains it. So what did I decide to do about the garden? Not even going to worry about it, guys. I'm letting the land rest for a year. Miss Nona is no longer broody. So Miss Violet has taken up the torch and she became broody day before yesterday. I swear these chickens are crazy. But I'm enjoying some time with them. We're still having really cold days. Like it's going to be in this low 60s today, but it was only in the 40s this morning. But next week it's going to be in the 80s. So welcome to Ohio. So I'm trying to spend some time outside, but y'all, I'm not up to doing, right now, I'm not up to doing any big projects. We'll see how I feel as I go along. I might actually feel like, you know, doing a few things I have been using. Totally going to tell you. Give y'all permission if you're going through a thing. I've been using organic pre-prepared meals. So much easier on me. So anyway, so that's my update. Thank you all for joining me this morning. And thank you for smashing the like button. Looks like everybody did that's in here. And I will see you when I can see you. I want to let you know how things are going along the way. And especially if I get like a surge of energy. I was hoping the change in my diet would make a difference. So far it hasn't. And in fact, I get my blood drawn like, seems like every week, but it's not. And every time it's worse and worse and worse and worse. So until I get some of those transfusions, infusions, it's probably not going to be much better. So thank you all again for tuning in. Thank you for those of you who are watching some of my old videos. Y'all have no idea how much that's helping me out. And Debbie, thank you for your continued prayers. I really appreciate it. I just pray I have the strength because I will be driving myself to a daily appointment. And there's days I don't feel like getting dressed. My hair is wet, if you're wondering why it looks weird or dark, because it's still wet. So, you know, I don't even have the energy to blow dry my hair some days. So I will see you all soon. But until then, be healthy, be well, be blessed, and take care.